Hello and welcome to Ask a Member. I'm Ann Hughes, President of the Adrian Area Chamber of Commerce, and this is your opportunity to learn about and learn from your peers in the Adrian business community. This week we're talking with Les Sieler, owner of Sieler's Water System, located here in the Home Design Gallery right in downtown Adrian. Welcome, Les.
Thank you very much, Ann. It's a great pleasure to be in here to let other people know what we do and how we gotten where we're at today.
That's right. You're right on the agenda. That's what we want you to talk to us about today. And you know, not only is Les a successful businessman, but he's also a successful farmer, committed volunteer, and a great supporter of organizations like the Lenawee County 4-H. But you didn't take a straight path into being the business owner here in downtown Adrian. Tell us about your journey.
Yeah, my journey started back in about 1974. I was in high school. Basically, in high school, like every kid, looking for a part-time job, and my sister at that point was working for a water company here in Adrian, local guy, and he wanted to know if I wanted to help out. And so I started in there, delivering salt on Saturday mornings for the guy, carrying him out to customers' cars. And I got into high school a little farther. My senior year I had half days, and he said, "You want to work half days here?" And so I started working half days. I graduated from high school, and he asked me if I wanted to work full-time. So when I got into full-time, I worked there about 3 years. The opportunity arose. I went into a factory. The pay was a lot better, and unfortunately I left at that point and worked in a factory for 12 years and was still servicing water softeners along the way. And my wife said to me, you know, "You're not really happy in the factory. It's not really where you want to be." She said, "Well, why don't you quit?" And so I actually quit my factory job after 12 years and went full-time into water treatment.
Okay.
And here I am today.
Now you did that here at Lenawee County?
Here in Lenawee County, we also opened up a store in Ann Arbor for about 10 years. And then I decided I was doing more traveling than I was working, and so we consolidated everything into one building here in the Home Design Gallery.
Okay.
So that's how we got started doing it. Never thought I'd be in business. No, that wasn't a plan.
So this was
not
a
in high
surprise.
school. This is very much a surprise.
Okay. And you also do a little farming on the side, right?
Yeah, we have a 1,000-acre farm that we farm. I started that with my dad. We were farming with my dad, and my dad passed away, and I kind of took over the farm. So between the farming and the water softening business and working at Wacker Chemical at the time for a while, it kept me quite busy.
You were busy.
It kept me quite busy.
And on the road a lot. So what caused you why did you choose the Lenawee County location over the Washtenaw?
Well, being in Lenawee County all my life, we moved into Lenawee County in 1961. We had a farm down in Dundee, Michigan, moved into Lenawee County, so I've been a lifelong member of Lenawee County. Know a lot of people in Lenawee County, and that is a big plus. I mean, we've got customers that I used to service back in the 70s and the early 80s, still are customers today coming back, and their kids' kids are coming in buying water treatment systems from us yet. So the referral business is a big part of our business, taking care of that customer, so that that customer's kids and their kids keep coming to us knowing that we're the water treatment experts in the area and know that they can get a good, dependable service from us.
So customer service is critical to your business.
Customer service is critical to any business.
Right.
Without customer service, you're no different than anyone else. Everybody, there are probably 15 different water softening companies in Lenawee County, and what sets different companies apart is their customer service. And you can't stress enough how important customer service is to a customer service orientated business, which in the water treatment business, it really is customer orientated. These pieces of equipment, they work on some of the most adverse conditions you would believe. You don't think of your well water as being adverse, but when you see some of the filters that we take out and how much iron and calcium and particulate matter that comes out of your well, you realize that these pieces of equipment, they need service. If you spend $10,000, if you can't get someone to service it, it's no better than a $500 unit.
Right.
So service is a big part, customer service is a big part to us.
So if somebody has a problem with their unit, it's in their basement, it's almost the weekend, what can they expect from you service-wise when they call?
Typically, if it's an emergency, we do have a 800 or a emergency number to call. What I mean by emergency, if you have a water leak or something like that that needs to really be taken care of, we will respond during the weekend. If you find that you're low on salt, unfortunately that's really not an emergency, but you can call us and you can say, what kind of salt, where can I buy some to get through the weekend, and we'll respond to that. So we're basically on call 24 hours a day if need be.
Okay. Now, your family's involved in the business as well. You know, there's always, you know, a good woman behind the man.
A little more than a good woman.
I know.
It would be a great woman. I've been married to my wife. This will be our 30th year. She was a teacher at the Illinois Vocational Center for 30 years, recently retired. And she does all my book work. And she's done my book work, and she's, I don't call it the backbone of the business, but when things were first starting out in business, everything doesn't go like clockwork. There's always problems that you never foresee, and she's always been there to try to say, you know, you can do this, we can do it, you know, and pushed along. So the first few years, you know, was always a tougher year. You know, I'm going from a normal paycheck every week, and all of a sudden that paycheck's not there anymore. So yes, she has been a big part of the business. And then also, actually my sister is my office manager,
Right.
which is kind of bizarre because she is the one initially that got me involved in the water business. So she got me the job initially, and so then I gave her a job later. It's kind of ironic.
That's rule of reciprocity.
So, so it's worked out real well.
Do your kids get involved at all?
A little bit. Right now, currently, I have a son and a daughter. My son is at Michigan State, actually going to go into horticulture. Doesn't show lots of interest in being in the water business, but you know, we've kind of believed that the kids should go the way they want to go. Mm-hmm. If they decide they want to get in the water business, it's here. Nobody pushed me into the water business. My daughter just graduated from Adrian High School the other day. She wants to be a marine biologist, in marine biology sciences. So who knows where that's going to lead, either one of them. So it's interesting. The business is there. The farm is there. If either one of them want to get involved in either one of them, that's up to them. But I'm not going to push them into any one thing because I want to make sure it's their choice what they go into.
That sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, well, it could backfire if you don't.
What's one piece of advice you wish someone had given you when you started?
Well, one piece of advice, usually when people talk to you about going into business, they say, you know, it's going to take you 3 to 5 years. I'm not sure if I think that's a piece of advice. I wish they would have said, as long as you believe in your product and what you're doing, you will be successful. Don't set necessarily a 3 to 5 year period. It may take longer than that. You know, I don't think there is a certain timeline. So make sure that you have plenty of funds that are available. It always helps to have 2 parties, one extra one that's working to help support you along the way, which is what my wife was doing at that point in time. So I think that would be the biggest part of advice I would have to someone is don't set a 3 to 5 years and say, I'm not going to be successful in 3 years, I'm done. It may take longer than that.
Did those beginning years, did you pay yourself?
I did not.
You know, they always talk about, you know, you should or you shouldn't or whatever.
Well, in those beginning years, it was very, very tight. We went into Washtenaw County when we first opened up our dealership, didn't really know anyone, and so it was a little harder go. We had a lot of the customers down here we knew, but we were paying rents in 2 different buildings, so at that point I was putting my money back into the business to help make it grow.
Okay, and you need to do that too. What would you tell someone starting out a business? What piece of advice would you give them?
Basically, I think the biggest thing I would tell them is that customer service, as we talked about a few minutes ago, is going to be the key to success. Keep your passion alive. If your passion is what you want to do, you will find a way to make it successful.
Right.
You can't just say, okay, I'm going to have a business, show up and sit down at an office desk for eight hours a day and think it's going to make it. It doesn't work that way in today's society. It's a lot of work, so be prepared to work.
It is, okay, very good. What do you do to decompress?
Work.
You work.
No.
You go out and drive the tractor, don't you?
Believe it or not, farming is a big decompression for me. I do love to fish. I like to hunt. I golf. I bowl. You know, I like to spend time with the family. We have the pool in the backyard, but a mixture of a little bit of everything. I even enjoy sitting down watching TV. You know, so a little bit of everything.
And those things are important. When we talked to Jim Cavender last week, he commented his piece of advice was to tell young people or someone thinking about owning a business to be sure and relax once in a while and take a day off.
Take time for yourself.
And get some de-stress in and fun.
And the other thing is, you know, run your business. Don't let your business run you. That's the other thing. And sometimes so many people get involved in their business is actually running them, where they're not even taking control of their business. And that's a very another important piece of advice.
That's right.
Is run your business, don't let your business be
it
your
becomes
boss.
your life.
It can.
Very
It
well.
can.
How do people get a hold of you if they want to talk about water treatment
Well,
systems?
our office hours are between 9 and 5 down in Home Design Gallery. We do after hours. I mean, if someone has an appointment, you know, you can call our office at the 800 number or our regular phone. We're in the phone book. We're in the yellow pages. We're 3 different yellow pages. I'm glad we have those.
You're in the chamber directory.
We're in the chamber directory. We do radio. We do newspaper. So all those are ways that you can get a hold of us. We set appointments in the evening, weekends. Look for us at the fair, home shows. We're usually out there.
Okay, very good. Any closing comments?
Well, be true to your passion. If you're going to be in business, you really have to strive to make sure it's what you really want to do. And then just don't quit until you're done.
So Les, we thank you for being with us today.
I appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, until next week, this is Ask a Member.